Alright, y'all, we got another banger for y'all today. This one is when YouTubers destroy false accusations. This is from Pexto, whatever y'all want to call it. He makes pretty decent videos about stuff like, YouTuber stuff, allegations, controversies, all that. So go sub to that guy. He makes pretty good videos. Alright, let's lock in and get into it.
From fighting Yahtzee accusations.
They literally said that the fact that I use Adolf Hitler and the fact that I use the imagery, that's bad enough.
To being called a grapist.
This makes me sound like a monster, and if it did happen, I would be a monster. But this isn't how it happened. What did happen was...
Here are 8 YouTubers who had to fight off false accusations. Starting with YouTube street interviewer Jimmy Zhang, who in July 2024 would be accused by cosplayer Laurel of filming her and her girlfriend Anne without their consent. Despite Jimmy's reputation as one of the nicest and most respectful content creators on the platform, Laurel would accuse him of making inappropriate comments about her girlfriend's body.
Oh no.
And then filming the couple despite both Laurel and Anne saying no multiple times, which he allegedly edited out. Many immediately condemned Jimmy. It's predatory, disrespectful, and downright disgusting. But on July 16th, 2024, the YouTuber would pull out the receipts.
That's not even my type.
Tall woman with big ass. JJK.
That's his type. And plus it was a JJK quote. If anything, you could really say I was just paraphrasing a fictional quote.
But the most
Ooh. Kind of got him with that one, though.
serious part was when Jimmy played the unedited footage for all to see.
So as long as it's nothing sexual or weird, absolutely ask away. Yeah. What's up?
See? That's people trying to, like, maybe cop a bag off people. You know what I'm saying? It's because they'll accuse them of, like, fake stuff. Like, something, like, not true. But then they're actually just trying to cop a bag off people. Say, suing for... sexual harassment or something like that.
Where did they say no multiple times? And just how up it is to falsely accuse someone of doing such things that they didn't do.
Following this cold, hard evidence, the public's perception immediately shifted. It takes one person lying to mess up an entire career, making Laura delete her original post and turn off comments on all socials in a desperate attempt to mitigate backlash. But while Jimmy luckily had video proof of his innocence, the accusations are only going to get worse. Like with PewDiePie, who got accused.
PewDiePie's had so many allegations of just crap over the years. It's actually crazy.
Of being a Yahtzee sympathizer on February 14th, 2017. These accusations came after the king of YouTube jokingly paid 2 Indian guys to record a video with an anti-Semitic sign.
Subscribe to Keemstar.
Subscribe to Keemstar, bro.
I don't feel good. I don't feel too proud of this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not anti-Semitic or whatever it's called. Okay, so don't get the wrong idea.
But while his audience believed he meant no harm, the Wall Street Journal didn't see things that way. And just 2 days later, PewDiePie would upload his first video addressing the allegations.
So, Wall Street Journal, a well-known, respected news outlet, posted that I, during the past 6 months, have made 9 videos that have anti-Semitic messaging in it. They used even...
Well, it's not like... I mean, say a video could have anti-Semitic messaging in it, but it's not like he's promoting it. Like in that video, he wasn't promoting it. He wasn't saying that anti-Semitic things are great. That's not what he was saying. But it was a little bit different. But then the media tried and twist it and say, well, he was saying anti-Semitic things and doing this and this and that.
Me pointing my
they're
arm
just trying to cancel
like this. Technically, they can use this as evidence.
That's
As well, because that's what they did. I'm not joking. The Wall Street Journal did this. It's the most absurd thing I have ever heard.
Despite PewDiePie pointing out how baseless the accusations were, the media would double down on their position, prompting a second grim video from the YouTuber a week later.
May I just say that if you're gonna call someone a hero to the Nazis, you may want to double check if that's true or not, because afterwards you can't go, lol, just kidding. But the way the Wall Street Journal defended this was that neo-Nazi websites were supporting me, calling it
what? That's crazy.
The #1 PewDiePie fan site, which I obviously had no idea about. I don't, believe it or not, I don't go to neo-Nazi websites.
But upon visiting the website in question, PewDiePie would discover something that would finally make the media back down for good.
It turns
Alright, y'all, quick little message in between this video. Don't forget to like and comment on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Let's hit 610 subs. Hopefully, we're 2 subs away right now. So go hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to join the Discord. Might do a giveaway soon. I am thinking about it. Might do one. I kind of got the money right now to give away. Like, just some, it's probably gonna be V-Bucks most likely, but it could be like Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass for 3 months or something. But yeah, join the Discord if y'all want to be a part of that. You have to be in the Discord for giveaways. Just it's really the only way I can give away codes. It's because there's no other way. Because I need to be able to DM it to you and not have to do other stuff. So yeah, peace out, guys. See y'all in the rest of it. Hope y'all enjoy it. Bye.
Out the neo-Nazi website have changed their mind. Right now, they are the #1 Wall Street Journal.
I think they're just, at this point, you're just trolling. This is just funny. At this point, it's just funny.
Interesting. I don't believe Wall Street Journal has made a statement condemning these websites. So they must be a Nazi-supporting website now.
His point proven, PewDiePie would return to his normal content creation schedule, although the experience did leave its mark on the creator, permanently affecting his relationship with Disney and YouTube. However, as bad as PewDiePie's false accusations were, they don't compare to the gaming YouTuber, SVB, who on August 11th, 2022, would get accused by Twitter user Nia of being a and child predator. This came as a massive shock to Overwatch's community, as the player was known to be quite...
That's, for you to be calling someone a predator, or like, what else did he say in there?
This came as a accused by Twitter user Nia of being a and child predator.
Grimmer in there. But if you're gonna accuse someone of doing that, you better have evidence, because you're gonna get flamed if you don't know what you're talking about. You're going to get flamed, and you're never going to be able to show your face on the internet again. Because people will find out if that is true or not. And he'll deny it. If it is true, good for you. You exposed a predator. That's great. That's actually really good. We need to find all the predators in this world, bro, and we get rid of them. That's what we need to do. That's what everyone wants, and I hope that's what everyone wants. But yeah. You gotta, if you're gonna be calling someone that, you need to be backing it up with strong evidence. You need to know that it's basically happened to you. You need to know.
This came as a massive shock to Overwatch's community, as the player was known to be quite vocal about women's mistreatment.
Female gamers are consistently the target of a specific set of attacks and comments, and each of them are their own form of malicious. I want to just start by spelling out what these are and why they're so alarming.
But in complete contrast to his behavior in front of his audience, Nia's post would tell a disturbing story of SVB, singling the 16-year-old out in a team coaching session, complimenting her, and then asking for a topless photo. Shortly after Nia's post...
Now he's looking guilty.
SVB would be made aware of the accusations against him on stream.
This is crazy, guys. This is actually crazy. It's crazy. People are faking screenshots about me. What did I ever do to anyone of this?
Is it fake now? Oh no.
Kind that they would... What? There's just no way.
However, despite the YouTuber denying the allegations, people would still be convinced of his guilt.
I'm watching person after person.
Alright, sorry y'all, I just had to call someone. Someone was calling me, so I had to answer.
Call me disgusting, a vile animal, a pig, someone that should be extricated from the Overwatch community, a file, a groomer. Watch my reputation be dragged through the mud, I think, would be an understatement.
The internet was about to burn SVB at the stake, but just 2 hours later, GG's everyone, this was all a fake and I am Nia. Just wanted to prove how easy it is to cancel someone and how cringe this community is. Nia would turn out to be a 14-year-old boy whose entire story was nothing but an elaborate lie, quickly changing public sentiment toward SVB. Despite his name being ultimately cleared, the incident took a toll on SVB and he would take a month-long break from his channel. However, while SVB's accuser confessed to lying, Quite would not get that luxury. On February 22nd, 2023, a trans man going by the name of...
Who is Quite? I've never heard of a decent amount of these people, except for... What was it? I've only heard of... The only big one I know is PewDiePie.
Orion would accuse
Facebook, well, everyone knows that, but
YouTuber Quite of transphobia, gaslighting, and grape. These accusations shook the internet.
That's a strong accusation.
sharply conflicting with Quite's reputation as an entertaining and authentic commentator.
I asked you guys what the lower half of my body should look like. I actually decided to just make it another hoodie for some of that good old symmetry.
In his post, Orion would explain that he and Quite had an extremely toxic friendship and on and off relationship since 2017, with Quite regularly gaslighting him and ultimately graping him in the backseat of his own car. This enraged a lot of people, prompting hashtag Quite as a grapist, with tweets like, "Isn't it ironic how the gay furry comes out as a grapist? Quite, enjoy your last few hours on this platform before you delete everything and run away from everything." However,
okay, now these are the type of people that look at this guy's profile picture. Well, y'all can't hold on. Look at this guy's profile picture, bro. He looks like he spends all of his day playing Call of Duty Warzone in his mother's basement, and he knows how to perfectly slide cancel. Isn't that what y'all are thinking right now? You see this guy's profile picture? The kind of guy that lives in his mom's basement and knows how to perfectly slide cancel on freaking Call of Duty.
just half a month later, Quite would address the accusations in a 90-minute video where he was forced to reveal his face against his wishes.
This is my response to several allegations made against me, the most serious of which being that I sexually assaulted a former friend and ex-partner of mine named Orion in Orlando, Florida on February 18, 2018. This clip is of Orion describing the same day the assault allegedly took place in a video 4.5 years ago, where he has a very different account of how he felt about that day.
It was fun, and I distinctly remember him getting out of my car, but stopping midway and saying, "Just remember, I really care about you," and then closing the door, which made me feel really good.
Throughout the entire video, so that clip is taken from a testimony given much closer to when the assault allegedly took place. The topic of sexual or romantic activity between me and Orion is not mentioned a single time.
Quite would then go on to describe what actually happened between the two, and shockingly, the abuse may have occurred the other way around. Quite and Orion were in a shopping center when Quite saw a plushie he wanted to buy for himself.
In response, Orion said something to the effect of, "Okay, I'll let you buy it if you give me a kiss later." This was a weirdly identical mirror to a similar situation that happened over text the day before. Later that day, though, Orion and I are in the driver's seat and passenger seat of his car, respectively, when the topic of the kiss comes up again. Despite my hesitance, I did kiss Orion once. That's it. That's all we ever did. Immediately after, I was feeling weird about it. I wasn't exactly enthusiastic about the event in the first place, and I didn't want to go any further with it, so we didn't. Not only did I never have sex with him, I have never had sex with anyone. Even as of recording this video, I am still a virgin.
After that massive revelation, Quite would finally address Orion's claims of intentional death.
Nah, but the fact, it's like, it comes up, it's like almost every single one of these so far, except for PewDiePie and that other guy. There's one other person. It's just been, they're accusing this person of, rape or sexual assault. And they're just, honestly, I think it's just trying to get into a lawsuit and cop a bag. I think that's all it is. And to get this person, ruin their social reputation and take them off the internet. I think that's really what it is right now. It's people trying to cop a bag. I genuinely think that's what it is. I mean, y'all, I think that's what it is, bro. It's just people trying to be dicks and just trying to make money.
Every message I've sent to Orion on Discord, Skype, through text or Twitter that I can still get my hands on, all of which you can look through yourself, you will not find a single instance of me A, ever misgendering Orion at any point, or B, referring to him by a name other than Orion.
But even after clearing his name beyond a shadow of a doubt, the situation would still be really hard on Quite.
My abuser has managed to make a permanent mark on me in a way he's only gotten to do in private before, but now gets to share with the public.
In the end, Orion would only be on the receiving end of public hate for a week before deleting his account. Quite himself would take a 5-month break from his channel, but fortunately returned, unlike Slazo, who was forced to abandon his channel entirely. On June 10th, 2019, the commentary YouTuber's ex-girlfriend, Shy, would accuse him of being controlling and verbally and sexually abusive, shocking fans of the YouTuber's awkward but humorous on-screen persona. Shy's post would paint Slazo as an sexually demanding boyfriend who would become aggressive anytime she tried to refuse him and treat her as nothing more than an S object. project. With this, the Slazo hate began to pour in. Slazo is a piece of ish. Slazo is a big old grapist who has nothing to say for himself. There would be no response from Slazo except claiming that there was a lot more to the situation and that some of Shy's statements were straight up false. This prompted Shy to double down, posting another twit longer just 2 days later where she would point out that Slazo did not deny his actions or the claims. 18 days after the accusations first came out, Slazo revealed his side of the story.
Trey says that I got touchy-feely in a park and I was making unwanted advances while she was crying and asking me to stop. This makes me sound like a monster, and if it did happen, I would be a monster. But this isn't how it happened. What did happen was this was a very awkward...
Let's be honest, guys, he kind of looks like the kind of guy that would do that.
A mutual...
I'm not saying that he did it, but it kind of looks like it.
Situation, where she describes I moved her hands to touch me. She did that of her own volition, and she even mentions this in Discord messages from after we met up in person.
Addressing Shy's claim that he touched her on her first date despite her discomfort, Slazo said,
"We went into the cinema, we had our first kiss, our teeth hit each other's, neither of us knew what we were doing, and I was willing to call it quits there, when she pulls my hand down and says to touch her, which is a pretty long way from how she portrays it in her version of the story. In fact, she was actually the one who brought up the entire idea of doing anything in the cinema. She also mentions later in the post that she's never been in a relationship before. This isn't the impression that I was under. I was under the impression, from these screenshots here, that she's had at least 2 boyfriends and 1 girlfriend before we ever met. So I'm not sure why she would say this.
Shortly after, Shy would be revealed to be part of a conspiracy to remove Slazo from the commentary community, a mission she unfortunately ultimately succeeded in when the YouTuber abandoned his channel on December 17th, 2020. However, as tragic as Slazo's situation is, it's not the worst out of all people on this list. On December 1st,
it's too bad because when people make these allegations and people they're on Twitter and they just scroll it every once in a while and they see this come up and they know this, they've seen this person before and they think, oh, he's done this, he's a horrible person, I'm never going to watch him again. And they never look at when he said, oh, I didn't, and they never hear about what was the real truth, and they always think that they're never going to go back to watch him. So basically, the people that accuse, they ruin, you lose a part of your fan base from this stuff. You literally lose a part of your fan base and your audience because people are only going to look at that once and they're never going to look at you the same. And maybe they'll never come back and they'll never look at your apology video and your whatever, like you saying that you didn't do it and this is what's true. Some people just unsubscribe, never look at your channel again. That's what happens. You'll lose subscribers, you'll lose money, you'll lose likes, you'll get more dislikes, maybe. I don't know.
2020, YouTube commentator Turkey Tom would post a video accusing fellow commentator Pyrocynical of knowingly a 15-year-old. These accusations came a month after Twitter user Ivory Rasmus alleged that 19-year-old Pyrocynical used to exchange NSFW messages with him back when he was 15. But with Pyrocynical's popularity and down-to-earth nature, many of his fans immediately assumed these allegations to be false. It wouldn't be until Turkey Tom's video that public opinion towards Pyrocynical would begin to rapidly decline. Man, Pyrocynical almost certainly being a at this point is so effing disappointing, forcing him to address the situation on camera 18 days later.
Let me be very clear. I had absolutely no idea that he was 15. Ivory himself did not disclose to me directly that he was 15. And the evidence itself supports this. He didn't include his age.
That's the issue, is that some people just never tell you their age. I don't trust anything or anyone I really hear online. Not until they literally do a video call with me and then I see their face. And then I'll know, oh, they are like this age or something. Because you never know what's real and what's fake. You can never, and also with the addition of AI, that's making it worse. You can't tell. Nothing on the internet is 100% true. There's the political side of things where it's left-leaning, right-leaning, and then there's the middle. It's either exaggerated or it's not talked about kind of thing, you know? But yeah, I really don't No, I honestly don't. Yeah.
In his bio until he was 16, but I was not on Twitter between the 28th of December 2016 until the 29th of June 2017, as I was suspended. That I'm some kind of predator and was aware of his age all along. This is categorically untrue and a complete lie.
Pyro would then strengthen his case by explaining the true nature of his relationship with Ivory Rasmus.
We had some weird fantasy roleplay, but there was no sexual interest. There were no nudes exchanged. His name, his appearance, it wasn't important to me. I didn't even know what he looked like at this point. Ivory himself even struggles to explain how what I did was grooming.
How were you?
I don't know. I was in a call with my friend when I like typed it out, and I typed like, I remember I typed that and asked like, is that okay?
Despite Pyro's entire video being the literal definition of "I've won, but at what cost," the YouTuber moved on from the incident fairly quickly, unlike George Not Found, who never really recovered.
What I haven't heard from this guy in a minute. Dude, y'all remember this guy back in 2020 when Minecraft was popping? Minecraft was popping back in 2020. It kind of had a comeback.
His horrific accusations.
I remember him. I used to watch him a little bit.
On March 9th, 2024, Twitch streamer Katie Bugs would accuse an unnamed big content creator of sexually assaulting her.
Last year, at the beginning of summer, I was assaulted by a significantly older and popular content creator. I was freshly 18 and had just graduated high school. We were at a house party when we decided to leave. It was me, my best friend, and her other friend. This other friend was romantically talking to a really big creator at the time. He was also the best friend of my soon-to-be assaulter, and we were encouraged to drink some more as they offered the bottles to us. They said they would join us in drinking and insisted on drinking games, and already drunk, I obviously complied. Out of nowhere, I felt him slip his hand under my clothes, sitting next to me on the couch in front of everyone. He disguised it with a simple, "Are you ticklish?" I coughed out a no. I stayed there for a while, hoping my stillness could make me disappear. I eventually had to stand up after many minutes.
Oh no, she took time on this statement.
For it to stop.
This content creator would turn out to be George Not Found, who would post a tweet acknowledging these allegations the same day, prompting many heated hate comments. George Not Found is a dirty effing creep. I wish I could take these things into my own hands. But just 2 days later, George Not Found would upload a video explaining how things really went down.
The first night that I actually met Katie, I was with Dream in his hotel room, and Dream was in a group chat with 5 other people. These 5 people included Katie Bugs, her best friend, and 3 other of her friends. They had already been drinking at this party before they arrived to the hotel room, and they had also been the ones that were asking to play the drinking games. We had previously been cuddling on this couch for around an hour, but I did place my hand on her waist under her shirt. Anytime that I did this, it was met with her either smiling, laughing, play fighting with me, and there was no reason for me to believe that she was uncomfortable with it.
In response, Katie would share a message allegedly sent by one of George's friends who was uncomfortable with the situation. Faced with this new information, George would make another video addressing the situation a few days later.
There is a text that is claimed to be from you.
Yeah, I didn't send that text.
By now, Katie's story was already losing credibility, and her next response would cement that.
He stuck his hand.
She really put acting into it though. Guys, wait, when she was what are we at? Okay, 47. We'll go back to when she was talking.
Out a no. I stayed there for a while, hoping my stillness could make me disappear.
This seems like acting. Now that I kind of realize it, it seems like she was kind of acting it out. You know what I'm saying? She was kind of acting it out. That's what it kind of seems like to me. We're gonna skip back to where we were. Oh, it was right here.
And the internet did not miss that. Seeing that her cancellation of George Not Found was not working, Katie would delete all her accusations and vanish from the internet. But George's career still suffered, losing subscribers and even a Mr. Beast collaboration, much like M2K, who would forever be haunted by the aftermath of his awful accusations. In July 2020, Super Smash Bros. Player Next Ready would accuse fellow player and YouTuber M2K of sexually assaulting another player in her sleep. This would be a massive surprise, as M2K is well respected in the Super Smash.
Do we have any other allegations here? It's all been sexual assault. It's all been essays. Like, there's nothing else. It's all, well, I guess that's the only thing that you could really say. But, like, there's, like, nothing else. It's kind of weirding me out here. I don't know, bro. That's weird.
Brothers community for his straightforward and honest nature.
I basically go through life like this, just doing what I need to, trying to be morally good.
But Next Ready's tweet would accuse him of pleasuring himself and finishing on a sleeping female gamer named Arena Chan.
What? That's crazy. But that doesn't even seem real when you hear about it. It doesn't even seem real that someone would even do that.
Accused of such a vile
Oh, nah.
act, it wouldn't take long for the M2K hate wave to take shape. M2K legit got away with so much heinous-ish in the community because people loved how quirky and neurodivergent every single one of his actions was. However, on July 4th, 2020, the YouTuber would address the allegations.
There's a screenshot on Twitter that's a story that never happened regarding me orgasming on Rina-chan, and that is a complete lie. Not only did that not happen, I can't even make that happen. Like, or the amount of difficulty it takes is so much more than you could imagine. Pretty much like my biggest secret that I just don't like revealing, but I feel like I just have to get out of the way. I was circumcised very badly as an infant.
Oh, nah. Okay, no, wait. He just beat all the allegations by saying that. If it was a botched circumcise, he beat the allegations right there. That's fake. And he literally can't do that anymore. Like, it's hard for him to do that. And he can't just do it on the fly. You know what I'm saying? Then, yeah.
Point that it's pretty much impossible. Sorry. Pretty much impossible, or extremely, and I mean extremely, difficult to feel pleasure, orgasm, or any of that stuff. And that relates...
I know, Jason. Take your time. It's okay. Take your time. It's fine.
Now facing a ton of backlash for his actions, Next Ready would apologize for not verifying the accusations before going...
Yeah, and then, no, because they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. No, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They're just trying to destroy someone's career, and they're like, whoa, I didn't know, dude. I didn't confirm. They're just doing it to be dicks. And ruin someone's whole entire career. And every time that someone's had an allegation, it's affected them negatively. Every time, and sometimes, like George Not Found, they never recovered from it. Kind of thing. But yeah.
And delete his original tweet. With that, M2K's innocence would be proven...
Yeah, but the fact that he said that is like, you beat the allegations and like, I can't snap, but like that. I don't know why. Like that, I can't do it. I don't know why. But you beat the allegations right there. Like, that's it. That's all. But yeah.
Undoubtedly, it was still a bittersweet victory as the player was forced to reveal an embarrassing secret.
Yeah, that's bad though, because it's like too bad that he had to reveal a very personal secret that he's been keeping in for a long time, and that's something that he didn't want to reveal. But that's too bad that he had to, because yeah. W video from Pex 2. I don't know how y'all say it. Pex 2, say it how you want. But yeah, go sub to that guy. If y'all want to go check out the original video, link it in the description. Hope y'all enjoyed this one. Peace, guys, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Probably, I don't know whenever I get one out, when I feel like it. So yeah. Peace, guys, and I'll see y'all in the next one.